Hi, I'm Ginny Sufert, and I'm here to talk to you about how to manage your homeschool life. Not the schooling itself, but just everything that's around it. The home management, the essentials of getting food on the table and getting your house sort of neat and tidy. I have a lot of experience with this. I homeschooled for 25 years, and here I am. I kept my sanity, and you can too. So here's a few tips. The first one, believe it or not, a really good homeschooling day starts the night before. When you're putting your kids to bed, go up into their rooms. Have them stow their dirty laundry in the hamper. Have them put their clean clothes in their dressers or hanging up in the closet. You don't have to run the vacuum necessarily or dust, but if there's any toys on the floor or books, that sort of thing, have the kids put those away. Think about tomorrow morning. Are you going to be going someplace early in the morning, maybe to a support group or to church or something like that? Well, lay out the clothes tonight. Whatever the kids are going to wear, lay them out tonight. You don't want to find out at 7:30 tomorrow morning that nobody has clean socks. Then think about tomorrow, even if you're not going someplace. You're going to be homeschooling. You want to start on time. Are you going to be able to do that? So give yourself some thought. Maybe you have a potty training child, or you have a baby that has to be nursed, or you see that the kitchen is getting awfully messy these days. It seems to take you so long to finish up your chores that you're not sitting down with the kids early enough. Well, what you want to do is lay out some work that your kids can do for themselves. Doesn't have to be anything all that difficult. Even a little kindergarten kid can practice writing the numbers or the letters or have a coloring page. The older kids can start maybe their spelling or their math. No reason that they can't do that. If you do that, then you don't have to be there on time, but the kids are starting on time. Go in, maybe say a short prayer with them to start the day. One of my favorites is, "Good morning, dear Jesus. This day is for you. I ask you to bless all I think, say, and do." But because you put things in place the night before, they can get started without you. And that kind of brings me to another tip that's really important. You need a simple schedule in your homeschool life. Doesn't have to be anything complicated, but get up at the same time every day. You will never be sorry. I know you were up with the baby last night. I know 2 kids had to be taken to the potty. You were up and down all night. I know that. But still, if an extra 15 minutes isn't going to make any difference to you. Get up 15 minutes before the kids, have a chance to pour yourself a cup of coffee, say a prayer, get your mind sort of focused on the day ahead of you. Start school at the same time every day. Now, depending on how many kids you have and how old they are, it could be 8 o'clock, it could be 8:30, it could be 9 o'clock. Don't make it any longer, or any later, I should say, than 9 o'clock in the morning. Have a set time for your snacks and lunch and meals, that sort of thing. Say you start school every day at 8:30. 10 o'clock is snack time. That's it. Don't ask before or after, "Oh, but I'm hungry now. Should have had more breakfast this morning," because 10 o'clock is snack time. The kids are sort of whining about lunchtime. Look at the clock. Noon is lunchtime. That's the only time we're going to have a meal here. And then, and you'll thank me for this, you'll send me fan mail for this one. In between breakfast, snack time, lunch, and dinner, the kitchen is closed. Children, stay out of the kitchen. There is nothing that you need. Maybe you can get a glass of water. That's it. Kitchen is closed. You will thank me later. Your kitchen will stay so much cleaner. Try to say you start your schoolwork every day at 8:30, and you stop, maybe say 2:30 in the afternoon. Set aside 30 minutes of tidy up around the house. Again, you don't necessarily run the vacuum, although you certainly could. You don't have to mop your floors, although you certainly could. But load the dishwasher if there's any plates laying around. Put the books away in the bins or the shelves, wherever you keep your school books. If there are toys on the floor from your toddlers playing while you were doing schoolwork, put them in the toy box. Sort of have just a general tidy up. There's something about walking through a neat home that changes your whole life, believe me. And then the kids can go and play. Then have a set bedtime every night and make it early. Kids need, it's a funny thing. Children need between 10 and 12 hours, little kids, of sleep every night. And by a same, in my opinion, divinely planned ordinance, You need 10 or 12 hours every day of time without your children. So put your kids to bed nice and early. They'll be fresh tomorrow morning. Now, you may say, oh, wait a minute, I've got 15-year-olds. I can't put my 15-year-old to bed at 8 o'clock at night. Well, no, that's true, and I wouldn't ask my 15-year-old to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. But you can say, you know what, I have been a wonderful mother. I have loved you all day. I have tried to give you knowledge and wisdom through homeschooling, but now you have to be someplace else. Out of my line of sight, go read a book, go do something else. You have to spend time with your husband. You have to remember vaguely why you married the man, which can be tough at times because you don't spend a whole lot of time without him, without kids, constantly interfering and interrupting. But always remember, no matter how many children you have, and I had 12, the day is going to come when the last one says to you, bye, Mom, love you, see you Sunday. And you have to remember why you married this man to begin with, because it's just going to be the two of you again. So now you may be saying to yourself, okay, this schedule sounds good, I'm glad to have it, but there are just days it's not going to work. A kid fell down and needed stitches, or Grandma and Grandpa came to visit. Whatever the reason is, your whole life is up in a turmoil now, and how can I possibly stick to a schedule? Well, you can't. No sense of pretending. But now you have some place that you can go back to. As soon as life starts to get back to normal, I'm going to get up at 7 o'clock, we're going to start our schoolwork at 8:30, and we're going to have our lunch and our meals and our bedtime at a set time every day. Another really good tip that you will thank me for again is get rid of things around your house. Americans have way too much, more than we need. Think about your kitchen. How many appliances do you have on your kitchen counter? You don't need them all. You don't need a rice cooker, for goodness sake. You can cook rice in a pot on the top of the stove. You don't need a toaster and a toaster oven. And let me see, what else do people have up there? Slow cooker, that would be another thing. You have all these things that you use once in a blue moon. If you don't use them often, stick them down into the basement. If you only bake for Christmas and Easter, put the Mixmaster down in the basement. Don't have those things on your counter because they get greasy. You have to clean them all the time. Only keep things that you really use. Go through everybody's clothes. Okay, this is a really important thing. We have so many clothes, and the kids are there, I have nothing to wear. How can that be? Your dresser is spilling over. We can't even close the drawers. Your closet door attacks me, I feel like, when I go to hang something in your closet. They have all these clothes that they're not wearing. Most people wear their favorite 3 things anyhow. We all have washing machines and dryers now. So go through, and if you haven't worn it in a while, yourself, get rid of it. If the kids haven't worn them in a while, either stow it away in the attic someplace for the next child who grows into that size, but don't keep them around the house. It's just one more thing you have to worry about. And you may say, oh, but I have that red dress. I really love that dress. It looked beautiful before I got pregnant, and I gained 15 pounds that I never lost after the baby. And you're saying to yourself, here's the thing. If you lose the 15 pounds, you probably get pregnant again. But if you don't get pregnant again, treat yourself to another dress, okay? Times aren't that tough. Limit the number of toys your kids have. American children have way too many toys. They don't need them all. Get rid of the toys that your children don't play with. If they love Legos and they play with them all the time, by all means, keep them in a neat little bin someplace. And another thing that you might want to think about is, ask Grandma and Grandpa, instead of giving the kids toys for Christmas or toys for their birthday, maybe take them out for an adventure. Your birthday gift to little Johnny is you're taking him to the planetarium. He would love that so much. So try to get rid of things. Think about it for a minute. Everything that you have in your house had to be bought. You had to find a place for it in the house. You have to dust it. Maybe you have to wipe it down if it's in the kitchen because it gets greasy. You have to repair it if it gets broken. And then you have to replace it if you can't repair it. If you'd ever have it to begin with, you don't have to do any of those things. And then another tip that I think you'll find very helpful is try to harness all available kid power. You can start training your kids from a very young age. If you read the old Laura Ingalls Wilder books, little Almanzo was out there training his oxen at 8 years old. And we're lucky if our kids pick their clothes up off their floor when they're 8 years old. So you can train your kids really young. And when I say young, I mean if you take a diaper off your toddler, you just kind of fold those tabs over and hand it to them and say, sweetheart, put this in the diaper pail. They can, by all means, when they take their dirty clothes off at night, honey, go put that in the hamper in the corner of your room. Go put your toys in the toy box. Little teeny kids can do that. And actually, I find the little kids are the most cooperative. They're sort of proud of themselves if they put the fork on this side of the plate and the knife and the spoon on the other side of the plate. Or if they clear the plates off after dinner. Even the little kids, they're kind of excited and rave about them to Dad. Do you know Janie set the table tonight? Can you believe it, Daddy? She's only 4 years old and she sets the table. So they're very proud of themselves if they do that. By the time your children hit about middle school age, they should be able to do more or less every task that you have to do around your house. They should be able to mow the lawn, run the vacuum, mop the floors, clean the kitchen, load the dishwasher, all of those things. By the time your children get into high school, you should be able to leave. I'm not suggesting you do this, hang around your house, but you should have the ability to leave in an emergency, and those kids could run the household without you. They should be able to do every chore. Now, this does a couple of things. First of all, it makes them competent adults. They will be able to handle things when they have their own families, but it also gives them the confidence to know that they can do it. I did it at home. I can do it for myself someday. Well, I hope you found some of these things to be a bit helpful, some of my tips and ideas that I gained through the years. If you think you might be interested in learning more, I wrote a book. And you'll notice this book has a lot of mom-friendly features. See how skinny it is? Because it's not a big book, it's not the encyclopedia of home management, you can actually afford to buy it. It's cheap, and you can have time to read it because it doesn't take too long. Anyhow, I hope these tips help you. God bless you and your family.
We hope that you've enjoyed this presentation from the Seton Speaker Series. Seton Home Study School is an accredited distance school assisting homeschooling parents by providing an academically excellent and authentically Catholic curriculum. Seton staff assists you in customizing our curriculum to be the perfect fit for your child. For more information or to sign up for our free beginner's guide, please visit our website at setonhome.org.